Is he muted? I think he's
No, I'm
muted.
here.
Okay.
Thank
Alright.
you.
Cool. Okay. So, you camp out the night with the oxes, writing in your journals. Do you guys do some rotating watches, or you keep watch a little bit?
Yeah, we rotate watches. I mean,
just-
specifically,
Yeah.
I would probably, I wouldn't, Alavak, as I'm kind of taking you to the side. I think we should allow Gilmore to sleep. I don't suppose he's going to be of much use keeping watch. He'll probably get distracted by a bat and follow it and leave us to our death. So let's just
a bat with a mushroom, I think. But yeah, I think
Yes.
you're right. We'll just leave him to sleep, and also it'll be easy for us. Besides, too, I only require 4 hours to sleep, so I can. Does it at least take half the time if you require more sleep? Because I'm not as injured as yourself looking at your wound.
my gratitude.
Elves have a natural ability to just trance and rest.
Yes. Very strange.
You
Before
awake.
before I go to sleep, I want to be doing some studies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm studying my hands and my body in general, and I keep on stabbing myself. Not hard, not causing any damage, but just to have the blood come out so I can have blood to smear. And I practice that, and then I go to sleep.
I
Okay.
observe you from the other side of the fire, just as you're absent-mindedly stabbing yourself. I don't say anything, but I just look at you and write furiously in my journal
No fucking journal. It's not going to take so much content.
And as a note to you, sorry, interwebs, as a note to you, in this particular fantasy setting, elves don't particularly sleep. They have trance, where they basically sit and meditate, and that's basically their sleep. So they don't snore or anything like that. So, I don't know, just
Okay.
a note of interest to you, something different. I'm not sure if you know
I
about
am
it.
half elf, but
Oh yeah, that's interesting. I don't know then. I don't know if they sleep or
Bit of
trance.
both, I think.
I think I'm just taking it as a full sleep.
Yeah, that's
I
that's
just-
interesting.
Yeah, I think it's
I-
only elves. Only
Okay.
elves.
Pretty sure
that-
it's just elves. Even if it was a half elf thing, I wouldn't do it because I was brought up with humans, so I just know to sleep for this amount of time. So
Yeah, cool. That's interesting.
Okay. So you'll awake quite early the next morning because you're only in the kind of the early hours of the evening when you came back.
Wake
so
up.
let's say you wake up kind of just before dawn. Like you can see the skies lightening.
I thought Talos was coming for us. Talos, the god of thunder.
Did you use lightning beforehand? Maybe angry.
I wake up and I look around and think for a second. Oh, where's the elf? That
He hasn't
was
returned yet.
Wood? He
Kaedark.
hasn't returned?
He has not returned
Oh.
yet.
Guys,
Yet.
can we just take a moment to look at that sunrise? It's amazing how it's coming through the trees.
It's like any other sunrise. You'll see 100 million of them. Oh, actually, you won't, but that's okay.
Alright.
I do
For today,
I do
Mr.
stand-
Grumpy Pants.
Oh.
I do stand and admire the sunrise. Actually, I'm not so often out in the open spaces like this, so this isn't the most common sight for me. I do actually admire it. Yes, we
I
shall.
walk up to you, Siege, and clap my hand on your shoulder and say, "So, what lies in store for today?"
Please, I'm still injured. So you clap your hand on my shoulder, which is like the arrow just hit right there. You put your hand there. Yes. Let's break fast and prepare to move. I would rest easier knowing we are somewhere safe behind walls and where guards patrol streets. I am not so comfortable being out in the wilderness without our guide. He still hasn't returned yet.
Well, thankfully, there's only a straight road towards the city at this point, so.
So, we're assuming that our
God's willing.
guy is dead, yeah? So why don't we check out what what's in the back here? Why don't we check out what it is? Take a look at what it is. See if we can like sell it or anything, or keep it.
Oh,
If
yes.
he's dead, you can't use it.
Of course. That's why we are heading to town. To at least gain stock of the situation. It would not be wise to simply move off with this, with these goods back to Neverwinter. We should at least make sure that these goods should at least arrive to their intended destination, and see if we can get some sort of compensation for this. Otherwise, then of course we will take what we need. However, we shouldn't just steal and ransack. We are not bandits.
So you do know that Gundren had asked you to bring these supplies to a gentleman called Bartha, to his shop in Phandalin, Bartha's Provisions.
Okay. From what I understand, these goods still need to go to a man, I believe, I'm not sure, Bartha is its name.
Oh, I didn't realize we were delivering. I thought we were just taking it for him.
Barthans.
Our Barthans.
I thought we were just taking it to
A man named
that guy.
Bartha, who is fat, I believe. Okay, kidding. Yes, so let's just break fast and be on our way.
I sort of
Okay.
plod
I don't
on.
think I have any food.
You don't have provisions.
Not surprising,
Yeah.
Tommy. He probably thinks he can get the energies from all around him to sustain his force. And perhaps he can.
Perhaps you can.
I
Were you not
did-
looking at mushrooms the entire trip to the Goblin
For
Cave?
some reason, I don't know why, it seemed to slip my mind to use my gold in the last town. I have nothing to eat.
Well, it's not
But
that
I am
far.
warm.
You should be alright.
It's only a half day away, so we should be fine.
No, here. I start rummaging through my bag and I get you a half loaf of stale bread and some other provisions, some rations. And I say, here, this should keep you moving. How did you Never mind. Enjoy.
I take them gracefully and like graciously, like, oh, thank you, and go into the back of the wagon and start like cutting up the bread with my knife and the other condiments and making little sandwiches for everyone.
Good. We don't want you falling
And
over
wrapping
due
them
to
in
it.
grass to like, you know how you can do those little arts with the
That's
wrapping them with grass. Give me yet.
Speak nothing of it. I wouldn't want you to fall over due to exhaustion and fatigue. After all, you may need to help us should another... I don't know. Let's not speak of it. Let's eat quickly. As I sit
Agreed.
down and give hushed prayers to Joaquin.
Okay.
And ask and thank for the blessing of food and rest and do some prayer and meditation, but quietly and silently to myself. And as I do so, I have like a locket which I keep hidden, but I hold onto the chains and I my eyes closed and I do some prayer and meditation as a note to the rest of you.
Alright.
But I don't do it very obviously. I'm not just I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just in the corner praying and giving thanks for food. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
fine.
And so as we're sort of getting ready, rummaging through my bits and bobs, making sure I have everything, didn't lose anything in any of the goblin attacks. Was it bits of papers or one keeping them or order? And also, and then I remember, wait, what did I do with my green bauble? Oh yeah, I sent it in a different dimension. Or which one? Oh, nothing of it. Just continue on getting the caravan sort of prepped and ready so I can start moving.
Okay.
I look up and inspect the sky to see what today's weather would be like. Is it cloudy, sunny? Are rains coming? Is a storm coming? Things like that. What's the weather like today?
Okay. So you don't really need any like ability for it. You can see that it's kind of loose scattered clouds. looks fairly, you know.
It looks like it's gonna be a fine day.
Yes.
Good. That's nice. We have good weather today. Let's make the most of it and start heading off. Untie the ox and mount it up on the wagon and everything like that.
As we depart, I go over to the goblin that Haydark nailed before, like the one that was on the ridge that got the arrow through it and then into the ground, and I take out the arrow and bring it with us.
Oh, that's probably still going to be a little bit far away, isn't it? My understanding was that
No,
the
from
ambush.
the first
Sorry?
ambush.
The first ambush probably. I was just how far
That's
away
where we
was our current? How far away is our current location to the first ambush? Because I think
Where you found the horses?
yeah.
Yeah, because we camped near the oxes then, and we
Yeah,
just moved the
so
oxes just off the side of the road from
Yeah.
where the
and so
horses
you-
were.
So I would say your ox is about probably halfway, maybe slightly closer to the main road.
Mhm.
So you probably only if you go straight from your camp straight to back to the road of the original ambush, 30 minutes. Tops. Maybe less.
Yeah. So you want to head back there, Gilmore? Or?
Yeah, I've already wandered off and I've grabbed the arrow and I've come back.
All right. Well, as you leave, I just call out for you, Gilmore. Where are you going? Gilmore.
I'll go up to Jimbo.
And you just continue to walk off. Okay.
And I'll just go to Timer. Let him be. I'm sure he'll be able to follow one straight
you
road.
see
Where
the
did you
sword
find
mushroom in
this
my
one?
hand
Who is
as I
he?
skip
Avalak.
I
Return an hour later with the giant arrow.
I have suspicions, but I'll leave that to speculation later.
So what are you guys doing? Where are you moving to?
Well,
Neverwinter.
no, you. I'm moving the car towards the towards our intended destination. The
town of Phandalin?
Phandalin, that's it.
Okay.
Phandalin. So following the road, continue following the road. Gilmore went AWOL. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm moving the ox at a walking pace. I mean, you can't move an ox quickly, so he can probably catch up. But as far as I'm concerned, he just walked off. So, yeah, we're heading towards Phandalin.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I've like in tow as well.
Oh yeah, I'm just there walking with beside the oxen.
Gilmore, where are you?
I'm with those guys. I was meaning that when Exile was praying, when he was spending that time praying, I went off to go.
Okay.
Get
Oh,
the
when you
arrow.
went
Oh,
off, I
okay.
see. Okay.
No,
Okay.
you guys
so
are
I would
leaving
say
after that.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
the time it took, you probably like saw them on your way back.
Yeah.
You probably like saw them and
No
Yeah.
worries. Yeah.
probably just linked up with them.
Yep.
And I'll say, just looking at the map actually. In terms of time it takes to get to the town, I mean, unless there's anything you want to do, I mean, you can get there in probably 4 hours. I'd say
Okay.
actually 3 hours. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
I'll say
fine.
actually.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say 4 hours. I'm looking at this map. You can see you just see the city, or the town. Yeah. After 4 hours of travel, is there anything you want to do in that 4 hours?
I am
Nothing
cautiously.
particular for me.
Yeah, I'm cautiously having a look around the countryside
Yeah.
as we're
It's
walking
still
through it.
very early in the day.
Yeah.
Because you guys were up like just before dawn, so it's probably only like, I want to say 9 o'clock. in the
Yeah.
morning still.
I'm cautiously just keeping an eye for any sort of any more ambushes and getting the others as well to cooperate.
Okay.
I'm
And yeah, just keeping
I'm
an
chilling
eye
in the back
generally.
of the car.
At one stage, I will ask Gilmore. I believe we might be okay here. Play us a song.
I play a song.
And he plays a song. And so
Okay.
we make our way down.
Entertaining you guys as we go on our way to the town.
Mm.
Okay.
And that helps. We just listen to that great music and we just.
You know what? I'll say that the ox, they like this. Roll performance. Roll performance.
Yeah.
Roll performance.
Oh, you could
Yeah.
have super oxen.
Roll.
Dire ox.
1d20.
Just a horde
Two.
just comes.
Just awful.
Add your performance.
Oh, 2.
7.
Right.
7.
The
That's-
fatigue.
that's
The
horrible.
relaxing music helps the ox move their bowels and
Cool. At least they're healthy.
pass their poo with ease. And they
At least
poop.
they're healthy. And they're not constipated.
They poop, and they don't go any faster, but they're more comfortable now on their walk. You've given comfort to the oxen.
I take the time to each time they take like to eat when they bend over to eat some grass. I pick up some grass and I'm like weaving together like a grass baguette type thing to give to one of the oxen when we.
A grassy roll. Okay.
And like eating one of the sandwiches you made earlier, and he's like, see, it's all intricately weaved. I'm like, oh, this is well made.
As
Come on.
you approach, you go over the hill, and you go further. The town limits of Phandalin. There is a loose, almost like a natural boundary around the town. It's not particularly fenced or guarded. I mean, it's I'll just read the description here. The track emerges from a wooded hillside, and you catch your first glimpse of Phandalin. The town consists of 40 or 50 simple buildings. Some are on old stone foundations, some are more ruined, some are crumbled. And, you know, those that have crumbled a little are covered in ivy and briar plants. They surround the newer houses and shops. Most of the newer buildings are on the sides of the cart track, as this is a mining town, and there is a cart track that tracks all the way into town. The main street is quite muddy, and it climbs towards a ruined manor house on the hillside on the east. As you approach, you see children playing on the greenery in the front outskirts of the town. Many townsfolk are doing their daily chores, are doing their errands. People look at you as you go past, but none of them really stop. They all just return to their business as you are slowly coasting your cart into Phandalin.
What's the general population diversity, ethnicity in this area?
Mostly human and dwarf. You did see a gnome or two as well in the town. The population, 50 houses, I guess that they're going off that, so you know.
Okay, cool.
I'll say roughly 200 people live here.
Okay. I go to the nearest dwarf, and I ask him where we could get directions to Old Mate's place. Bartha's
Barthen?
general. Bartha's
So
general.
his name is Elmar Barthen, and
Elmar.
he runs Barthen's Visions, and that was what you were told to head to.
Barthen. Okay, so yeah, I want to ask a closest dwarf to go to Elmore Barthen's provisions.
Okay. Alright.
And I do speak
So
English.
Okay. So it takes you probably 5 minutes. Not long at all. You're looking around, you see a guy, you make your way over, you wait for him to stop finishing what he's doing. He's, fiddling with something in his pouch and doing that, counting some money and putting it back, and then you can see him like counting with his fingers, and then
Yep.
just and doing stuff, and then talking like a bit of self-talk and stuff. And he sees you
Okay.
approach.
Look at this.
He sees you approach and starts to look at you.
I speak to him in Dwarvish and I say, good morning. My name is Gilmore, and I'm looking for someone. I wonder if you can help me.
Yes. Good morning. Who are you looking for?
We are looking for a man. He runs a general store around here. Elmore Barthen? Maybe you've heard of him?
Ah, yes. I know Master Barthen quite well. You'll find his place just if you follow this road around the bend. There's an old stony building. That's his shop.
Wonderful. I
It's-
noticed you said Master Barthen. Is he some sort of high-class citizen around here?
Oh no, not at all. I mean, he's a gentleman, but other than that, no.
Okay, wonderful. Is there anything happening in the town recently? Any job posts where we could see people that might need something done?
Barthen might be the one to help you out with that as well.
As well? Wonderful.
Yes.
Well,
He,
thank you.
Although not too many people trust in strangers around these times. There have been a lot of goblin attacks lately, and
We did
bandits.
encounter some goblins on the way here. We
Indeed.
maybe lost one of our party.
I'm
But
sorry
we're-
to hear that.
Anyway, we shall go speak with Elmar and deliver. And thank you for your time, good sir.
Okay.
Enjoy your beer tonight.
And to you.
Yeah.
Alright. And he turns away and he like stops for a second, then nods to himself and carries on.
I didn't know you speak Dwarvish, Gilmore. Interesting. It is not a tongue I know, however. Alavac, do you understand Dwarvish?
Oh no, I understand dwarves.
Mm.
Encounter them beforehand. You need to talk to them.
It's a caustic language. It's hard on the throat. Especially
Hmm.
before you had any water to drink in the morning.
Ah, but who was the knowing dwarves? They generally partake in the more alcoholic of the beverages. Elvark actually has a fit and falls down and dies, and that's it.
By the gods, are you okay, man?
Nah, yeah, there's a general
Yes.
partake.
Oh, of course. They are
It
stout
must
folk.
make it easier for them.
They are stout folk. Good at drinking, good at their work, I suppose, but very difficult to deal with at times. But Gilmore, that man seemed pleasant enough to you.
Yeah, he was a lovely old chap. He told me where to go to find old mate, Elmore.
Arthur.
Elmore Barthen. His general goods store is just up and around the corner to the left. Stony building, rather large. Apparently he might have some job for us, possibly. Don't know. Go there and check it out.
Very good. Let's
Oh.
move on.
Fair enough.
Move.
Alright. So you
Smack
head
the
on.
ox.
So you head on down to the general provisions.
Mhm.
Okay. So you enter. It's a neat shop, homely, like quite welcoming. And you see all kinds of supplies on the shelves, just things like linens, the tools and things. A lot of footwear is sold here because it's a mining town and boots are a good commodity.
Mm.
Other things like salts and seasoned food. Mainly, this is a general store, and you see two people up at the counter, up at the area. One is a customer, and one is a rather rotund looking dwarf. With ginger hair and beard to match, and they're having a conversation.
I clear my throat as we enter in. Who there, good dwarf? Bartha is your name, correct?
Just a minute, I'll be with you in a moment.
I start browsing the store and looking for feathers.
He starts and he keeps to talk to this.
A scowl comes across my face as I'm forced to wait. an important businessman such as myself, I'm unused to
Yes.
such treatment.
Yes.
That's obvious to
Um,
Alavok.
While that
Looking
conversation is
indifferent.
happening, a clerk comes up to you. Just says, "Hello, my name is Ander. Can I help you with anything?"
Is this a dwarf or a human or
A human.
human? Okay. Nothing from you, I'm afraid. I require to speak to Bartha.
Okay. He says, okay. He'll be with you in a moment. And he,
I,
yep.
I want to catch that clerk's attention. The one that is about to finish talking with Siege.
Okay.
And
How do you catch it?
I want to knock over something.
You want to knock something over? Okay. What do you knock over?
Something that won't break. I want to like get a chair. And,
Okay.
like pick it up and then drop it, just a little bit, just so it makes like a loud noise and she
Okay.
looks at it.
So there's a chair in the corner.
Yep.
And you tip it over. And the clerk snaps over. Ander is his name.
And okay.
He looks around. Says, "Oh, is everything all right?"
Oh yeah, your chair just fell over. I think there was something to do with the breeze. I was wondering, could you help me out with finding some stuff?
No problem at all. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for some feathers. I'd like to buy some feathers if possible, and just some general provisions food for the
Okay.
road that won't spoil.
We don't have any feathers in
No
supply.
feathers. Okay.
No, you can't really eat them, and we can't use them to mine, so unfortunately we don't sell them.
Okay. All right.
Although,
Visions?
you might want to talk to some of the farmers, perhaps. Many of them have hunters around, or anyone that might have such things.
There's bound to be a
some-
couple of chickens around here.
Precisely.
Cool. What
Okay.
about any provisions for food?
Mm-hmm. We have all kinds of and he looks you up and down and just like, "You've been on the road a bit?"
Yes.
Well, if you're looking for something to travel with, we've got some dried things that you can take with you, and they should keep quite well. You can buy, I'll say, 10 days of, or probably 5 days of dried food for a gold piece.
Awesome. How long will the food survive for? Like, could I buy 10 days of food, and can I eat it one every day for 10 days, or will it spoil after 7?
Yeah, no, it will keep as valid food. It won't be terribly delicious or good for you, or you won't enjoy it, but yeah.
Okay. Well, I would like
They're
to.
all like kind of
Like
they're
beef
all like
jerky,
dried-
sort of, yeah.
Yeah, like dried fruits, nuts, like
Yes.
trail mix.
Give me
Trail mix and dried meats.
6 days worth, please.
Okay.
And
They,
that's it for now.
they have them. They only have them in those 5-day portions. So
Well,
See
I'll
if you
do a
can-
5-day, please.
okay. All right. And so that other customer conversation is all finished up.
About
Barton, as you
time.
see now, he says, "Oh, sorry about that. It's an old friend. How can I help you?"
Of course, good
And he-
dwarf. You are the one they call Bartha, correct?
Yes, and he looks at you a little quizzically now, but not interrupting you at all.
As a note to you, I also do intentionally say Bartha, not Barthin.
Right.
But yeah, as
He
a
says,
note to you.
Right. I am Elmar Barthen. Of
Oh,
Barthen's
Elmar
Provisions.
Barthin. My
Welcome to shop.
apologies. My apologies. I'm speaking common as well. My apologies. We have come to deliver goods, courtesy of Gundran.
Ah, Gundren.
Yes.
Have you seen him?
I'm afraid he fell. Taken by goblins.
Oh no. Oh, this won't do at all.
The roads were plagued with them skulking around. We barely managed to get out alive ourselves. The goods are intact, however. You should rest easy in that fact. We lost
Okay.
another one of ours. It has been
This
a
I'm sorry to
tiring.
hear as well.
It has been a
I-
tiring journey here.
Indeed.
However, as well, this has left us in a particularly precarious situation, as our direct employer, Gundran, Rockseeker, has fallen. Thus, we are unable to receive compensation for our services.
Don't you worry about that at all. He and I were contracted as partners, and I actually had the payment ready here for when you arrived, as Gundren is busy and he has many affairs to attend to. He had very big plans for this region and this area, but hopefully it's something that I can continue.
In addition to that, I believe I must ask for an increase in the payments due to the fact that we have lost one of ours. There are expenses which must be paid for to secure his remains.
This I can understand.
As I would also like to roll, if possible, in this case. Basically, I'm asking for more money. And I'd like to roll persuasion.
Please do.
Thank you.
How much was the 5 days of provisions? 1 gold?
I do not come across very nice. That is a total of 7.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
He says, I understand that is difficult, however, I must decline.
You would decline?
Yes, as all of the people that we've hired understood the risks of transporting this. Or at least Gundren assured me of that.
The
However,
risks...
I think there is something we may be able to work out.
I'm listening.
Gundren had in his possession a very valuable map. If you could retrieve it for me, I would be willing, more than willing, to not only double the original payment, but to add on an additional 25 gold pieces. So, instead of the original 10 gold you were promised, if you can bring back Gundren's map to me so that I may continue with his plans, you will each receive 45 gold pieces.
This map, exactly what is it?
Well, you need to know that it's valuable to me. Gundren was very secretive
well.
about things, but he told me he was hiring trustworthy people. As you know, Gundren is a well-traveled and entrepreneurial dwarf.
Can I roll an insight to see, generally trying to glean as much information about his body language, and especially when I asked him about what this map was, and just generally, is basically I'm trying to figure out, is this guy being dodgy? Is this guy being, like, shady? Because I got an eye for that.
Okay. Roll your insight.
Alright. D20 plus 4, that's a 20 total.
Okay.
As I observe him and observe his
So you
mannerisms.
definitely understand that he doesn't want to divulge too much information, but he doesn't seem to be malicious or looking to cause harm, or he has seemed very genuinely upset by this news about Gundren, as it's his partner in this venture. And he's almost desperate.
Okay. I take that in. I take that information in, and yeah. I suppose we could ask Alavac if he wants to do anything at this moment. What are you doing? Are you just staying behind me?
I'm staying behind. I'm just observing the situation, or just taking bits and pieces in. I was going to have a word with you once you're done.
I see.
I would like to talk to Elmar.
I feel.
And
Yeah.
I want to speak to him in Dwarvish and ask him if they have any health potions.
Oh. Before you do that, I'm just going to finish my conversation with him. Yes, well, the retrieval of said map from the person of Gundren. His remains were not found, and we followed the tracks and trails leading from the place of which his horses were ambushed, his caravan was ambushed. It led into a goblin encampment further off down the road, about 5 hours travel by ox south of the road here, and then east an hour in that general direction. It shall not be an easy task to retrieve the said map. We may be walking into a goblin tribe for all we know. Do you have any advice regarding this possible venture? Is there anyone nearby that could give us aid? Perhaps a guide, or perhaps something?
I believe I may know someone. And he starts to, you see him just start to, he turns to a book and just starts to quickly make a note. He said, what of Sildar? Was Sildar with him? And as you recall, there were 2 horses, and the other horse belonging to Sildar, who was Gundren's kind of bodyguard and companion.
Possibly. There were 2 horses on the road.
Right.
The trails indicated perhaps there were 2 captives or 2 corpses dragged. I'm not sure.
I see. Well, it'll definitely be costing us a favor, but I believe I have someone who can help. Very skilled fighter.
Yes.
The friend of Sildar's, and if Sildar and Gundren are in trouble,
Whatever this
would want to
favor
help.
is, I do recommend you call it in. After all, without additional aid, we would be unable to retrieve said map. And if you so desire it, then I expect and appreciate your full cooperation in this.
Indeed. And here, he throws a gold piece over towards Gilmore, and says, and please, any provisions you need, please refill your waters, your food, whatever you need. Thank you for bringing the provisions to us.
Yes.
I will compensate you now for the delivery.
Oh, great.
And you know, you can now mark that he's giving you each 10 gold pieces. Gets it out on the counter for each of you.
I inspect the gold
and-
pieces and I count them and I make sure I have a look at them, each an individual one, as is my
And-
wanton custom.
And he sets aside another 10 gold pieces, and he says, "For your fallen friend," and puts it there as well. As they had budgeted for that, that was out of character, but yep. They had set that aside for that.
Thank you.
So
I shall see to it that it goes where it needs to be, and I take it and put it
Okay.
away.
I would like to talk to him if I can.
okay.
If
Well,
Yeah,
then he'll
siege
just
is
say,
done.
if you need anything else while you're in town, please don't hesitate to drop by. There have been a few other rumors circling town. While I would prefer that you put your efforts towards finding Gundren and his map,
Yes,
there are
indeed.
other things that you may be able to help with here.
We
And
shall
he-
begin working on this very soon. However, I have 2 more requests. I would like to know the location of your nearest barber. I have taken wounds from the battle with the skirmish with the goblins, and I'm afraid my 2 companions here have as well. In addition, do you have a haberdasher in the village? I don't know.
Which?
Haberdasher is a tailor, basically, someone who repairs clothing.
Okay.
It's an old word.
Right. He says, well, we actually provide a bit of stitching and things.
Yeah.
Should you choose?
Excellent.
What we have here is quite basic. While we are fairly large for a village, we are mostly a mining town. However, we mend items
Excellent. Then I would request that you mend this, and I start like taking off this great padded armor. It takes a second for me to get it off entirely, but yeah, because there are various cuts in it where I got stabbed in the goblin once, and then like
He
another
looks at
arrow
the
and
others
another
he
arrow.
says- He says, you know what? You might be better off taking this to the smith. He's better with things of combat and martial nature. He says, oh, sorry,
But this is padded.
if you have...
These are just padded clothings. I look at him strangely, inquisitively.
Oh, right, sorry, I wasn't sure what you were talking... Sorry, I was
Oh yeah, padded armor is
was
basically
confused.
padded armor is like
Oh, okay.
spongy, kind of like it's thick.
Sorry, I thought you meant like a hard leather or something.
Yeah, it kind of is like a very thick textile. So like really thick fabric
Okay.
layered on thick fabric,
Oh,
layered
well,
on thick
he
fabric.
goes, you know what? Okay, we can do this. And he takes it and he
Excellent.
says, you know, I'll
I mean, like my undershirt, basically. So you can see
Okay.
basically when I took it off as well, he's seen like the blood, because I haven't changed my shirt or anything on the shirt. So
Yeah.
you can see like the blood drenched a little bit, as some of the wrapping, some of the bandages have kind of bled through a little bit, and he sees that, and everyone else does it a little bit. Yes.
Okay.
How much will it cost
So,
to repair this?
He looks at it, he says, just 1 gold piece, really.
An entire gold piece. Let's say we
This
make
is-
it 50 copper. I'll try to haggle with him.
Yeah, roll a persuasion, real quick.
Yeah. Ah, damn it. That's
Persuasion.
12 in total.
Okay, well it won't be hard. I put a DC 10 on it just because
Yeah.
he's quite dispositioned to being allied with you, so sure. He nods and he changes your piece.
Excellent. Oh, I'm afraid I do not have 50 copper on me. I'll give you 2 silver.
Okay. Yeah.
I just swindled him. There you go. I give him 2 silver. And I just take that. My composure is just straight face, but inside I'm going, yes.
Anyway. So he says, you know, we're not very busy today. You can come pick this up around lunchtime.
Excellent. And that barber I mentioned earlier.
Yes. You should probably go visit Kaylin Outerleaf. They're a farmer by trade, but yes, skilled with their hands.
Excellent. What direction do they lie from here?
Northeast.
Excellent. Well, that concludes my personal business, and my companions here might have something else. I thank you.
He bows and nods. And he says, please just bring the oxen behind the shop.
I will do. And I go ahead and do it. Bags heavy with gold. And a good deal.
I talk to. I want to go up and talk to Elmar. Elmar,
Okay.
in Dwarvish also,
Yeah.
in his common tongue. Elmar, I was just wondering, do you have any health potions or any
Potions? No. Sorry. We, don't trade in magical or alchemical goods.
Is there anywhere around here that I could find?
I don't believe so, no, sorry. No, we don't, I mean, this place was hundreds of years ago famous for that sort of thing, but I don't know, since we've rebuilt, just rocks.
Okay. Thank you for your time. See you at lunch.
He nods.
And I leave.
Okay.
Oh,
And the chair is
Ah.
still on its side.
hello. No, at this time, no, I followed, was it Tiber out to him, was it dealing the ox, and sort of start talking to him, so it seems like this is the apparent other job that we have to do now is obtain the body and the map? Was it
It
just the
is-
map? I wasn't paying attention.
No, it just seems that our good dwarf here just requires the map.
Uh-huh.
Strange.
And
because
I'll pull out the container, the leather sort of bound container.
It is an interesting point, however. He just requires a map, not the body of his fallen comrade. Interesting.
Yeah,
Very
strange.
Regardless,
Considering too.
I do not believe there's anything suspicious with his dealings. I believe there is somewhat a bit of desperation in his dealings. He does desire that map. Most
Perhaps,
so.
as you sort of mentioned, something about, the booming economy here, or what they can sort of construct, which, going from how you sort of dealt with the situation there, you're a trader of sorts. And I imagine this opportunity might be quite tantalising to you, to find out exactly what that map is, where it'll lead to, more obviously.
Oh yes, indeed.
But-
I am most curious about the contents of that map. However, I did give my word that I would find it and hand it in should I obtain it.
Well, but of course, I never mentioned anything. So just, you didn't say anything of not looking
Of
upon
course
the
not.
map to say where it may lead.
And he also did not say anything about making a copy for ourselves. I gave him a smile.
No, so I chuckled to myself. Well, we can keep that as an extra sort of bonus.
The fiend is in the details, Alvak. First rule of contracts.
And that's what it is.
I exit the shop as you guys finish your conversation and say, so, where do we go now?
Well, we've just handed in the goods with the ox. I believe we should go check into the local barber or whatever witch is around these parts which can mend flesh.
Okay.
I'm still sore.
After
It
you.
hurts.
I
And
just say it's like I'm not sure what you're going to find with this place. Only dwarves and humans, and I wouldn't trust them with either with magics.
Yes, well,
Discounting yourself,
yes.
Thank you.
and well, you're half, and of course Tiber here.
Mm.
Whatever.
And I think we'll just call it here for now. I think.
No,
Cool.
Unless there was anything pressing you wanted to wrap up quickly before close out.
I want to summon Cthulhu and kill everyone, but do that next time. So.